Hello, everyone on the internet. It's me again, just checking in. Hopefully, the sound quality is okay this time. I don't know what happened before. Did the same thing as the first few videos. Anyway, last week has been pretty straightforward. Did had a couple lessons in my schools. I still haven't been to my third school yet, so I have Fujikoko, Osanai, and Kogyo, and I have not been to Kogyo yet because just hasn't timed out right. So, because just for like corona prevention, I guess they sent us home. It's like there was a holiday Wednesday, and they're like, let's just have Thursday and Friday be off as well. And so they had that, and then the following Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is part of Golden Week, which is another like holiday. So I've just been chilling for the last few days. Um, and I have tomorrow off as well, right? Yeah, tomorrow. And I go back to Fuji right Thursday. And then, so this Friday should be my first time at Kogyo, unless they call that off, which they said they might. So keep an eye on my email. As far as stuff I've done some more shopping. I've hung out with Evan a little bit. Last Saturday, one of the ALTs from that Robert knows, the girl from last time, she invited Robert, Evan, and I all to her place, as well as a couple of her friends that are from a different Japanese company than Interact. And we all hung out and ate takoyaki, which is like octopus balls. Of course, uh, we had some with octopus, some with spam, some with chocolate. We just had fun making them. We hung out and talked from like, I want to say we got there at like 7 and hung out till like 11. So we had a good time. Um, just kind of messing around. Uh, I'll try to remember to put the photos up on Facebook. Just a couple of like, hey, pictures. Let's see. Beyond that, um, not a whole lot. Oh, I did get some things though at the secondhand store, and I got. I'll just show you. Ta-da! He cost 2,000 yen, or about 20 American dollars. So I'm very pleased. This is Piccolo, my favorite character from one of the first anime. Well, one of the first anime I ever watched, Dragon Ball Z. So very dear to my heart. Um, I also got this from like the dollar store just because I thought it was funny. It's a squeaky hammer. Yeah, man, I really haven't done a lot. I've eaten at Cafe Gusto a couple more times. They have pizza there as well as burgers, and they also have spaghetti. They have a lot of variety of stuff. So I'm just gonna try the various things. I tried their pizza, and it's probably the closest I've come to like a normal pizza. It didn't when I didn't have any toppings. It was just like a cheese and like some kind of margarita powder or something. I don't know. So it was good. It was nice and greasy. I just kind of wish I could smuggle some pepperoni or something in there. Chop, chop, chop. That's pretty much it. Can't think of anything else really did. As far as my classes, at Osanai, I just kind of like, there was a, whereas like I was getting the students to say what they like and ask me what I like, that kind of thing. Just kind of trying to get one-on-one conversations with them in class, just kind of walking around being like, what are you doing? Da, da, da. And it was hard to get them to open up. And I'm not as fond as the like just walk around classes. I prefer to have a plan. Um, but the teachers seemed happy. They're like, you did very well. Actually, better than we expected. I was like, thanks. So anyway, and then at Kuji, I had a I was prepping them for giving a brief, like 4 sentence speech for the next class, where it's like they would uh, pick a topic on their school, like uniforms or uh, club events or something like that, and say whether they think they should have it or shouldn't have it, because they've been doing that in their books, like learning about how in China they have extra lessons, and how in France and America a lot of times they don't have to wear school uniforms. So they're like, "Do you think we should? We think we shouldn't," and just like practicing that in English. So I did. I explained how to say, "I think we should do da da da." I think we should not do da 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 by doing a little game. It's called Zombie in the book. I didn't use that name just because I thought it was not relevant to actually explaining the game. But basically, you divide them into teams. I divided them into two teams. One team is, I think we should eat at McDonald's, and the other team is, I think we should eat at Kentucky Fried Chickens. And then I had them say the negatives of each of those as well. So they would find somebody on the opposite team, say their thing, and then they would play rock, paper, scissors, or as they call it over here, John Ken. Um, and the loser would join the winner's team, and then they would go find other people to try and get on their team. And it was pretty fun. One class ended in a tie, one ended with McDonald's winning, and one ended in KFC winning. So that was fun. It was nice back and forth. Um, and then after that, I just gave general speech advice. Speak loud, make eye contact, stand up straight, be confident. And she kind of went over what confident means in Japanese, just in case anybody didn't know. And that was pretty much the class. Other than that, just kind of, I've been hanging out, watching stuff on YouTube and Netflix, enjoying my time. Um, that's about it. Oh, when I went to Cafe Gustos, Evan was with me because he came here to do some shopping at the secondhand store, and he got a fridge. And also we did some shopping at like the home store where he got some like planting stuff, and I finally got some pillows for people to sit on, so I won't feel as guilty when people come to visit. Which, to be fair, I didn't expect people to come. It just so happens that since Robert's right there and Kenji's here, that sometimes people come by. So I had to keep my place a little tidy and such. Let's see here. What else was fun? Um, Probably would have hung out today, but the weather was kind of meh when we first got up. But it cleared up. Probably should have been like, hey, you still want to do something? But another time, because I still want to go by the coastline, which is really pretty. Evan showed me some pictures of like the rock outcroppings and stuff by the beaches, and so I need to do that. Um, the sakura trees are blooming really pretty now. I'll probably take some pictures either later today or tomorrow, because I'm also off tomorrow, um, and put them up on Facebook. And that's pretty much it. It's been a pretty, you know, even uh, thing. I'm trying to think of anything else that would be interesting to you. Oh, I got my. They're giving us stimulus checks over here too. So like we got in just before like the deadline. Like you had to be moved in by April 27th or something, and so we'll get like $1,000 or something. With 100,000 yen. So, um, just for being here during this whole thing. Beyond that, I think that's all of the interesting stuff I've seen as of yet. So, uh, oh, I would, just for anybody who was wondering, I know my birth mom asked me to kind of go over my schedule, so time wise. Uh, right now it is 4:30 in my part of Japan, which means it should be about 3:30 on the East Coast and 2:30 in Arkansas. I think I'll double check that later. Uh, Meaning PM here, AM there. So uh, y'all can transfer these times later. So Kuji Osanai is a afternoon night school. So I go in at 1:30 p.m. my time and stay till like 6:30. Um, and then Kuji Koko is a normal school. I go in at 8:30 and I leave at 3:30. 8:30 in the morning, 3:30 in the afternoon. And then Kogyo is also about that time. I want to say it's 8:30 to 3:30 as well. I'll double check that later. So a normal week, if I ever have one, which I'm not complaining. I've liked all the days to adapt and relax and get used to my apartment. But a normal week would be Monday, Osanai, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Kujikoko, and then Friday, Kogyo. And we'll see how it goes. As of yet, Osanai is probably the most difficult school just because the kids are the least comfortable with English. But I mean, they're still good kids. And there's like one on the first day, there was like a group of like six of them in one class that were all a lot more open. So that might be like the English club or something. I don't remember. Um, and I mean, the kids seemed nice. One of the things they had was like they introduced themselves and then take me on a tour of the school and be like, "This is this place," saying it in English. That was real fun. And then Kujikoko is a big school, so it's just kind of weird juggling the different classes because we got like three different first year, second years, and the second years have two different teachers, but they kind of use the same lesson plan. So I'm kind of trying to balance those personalities. Um, I haven't memorized I've memorized like two teacher names. Uh, Nishi-san, who's like he's not one of the teachers that I teach his classes, but he is one of the English teachers there. I think he teaches third years or something. Or and he sits next to me and he's real friendly. He likes Dragon Ball Z and he speaks very good English, so we're able to communicate pretty well. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna just kind of enjoy the rest of my day. I might go grab some food from the Lawsons, or I might like some spaghetti or something like that. So love y'all. If you have any specific questions, put them in the comments. Love you. Bye.